Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm just going to make a really simple TN style journal, a really basic one. I've started a few pages here just to get ready. I'm going to be using my new papers. These are another collage set. I've printed these onto some tea stain paper, but I'm going to quickly show you what they look like on just white copy paper. So this is 160 GSM. So you can see sort of like the difference. This one obviously is a little bit more grungier, but this is what they look like just printed on some white copy paper. And I just think I needed some sort of like vintagey style papers because I don't have any, so I thought I would just quickly make some up and share them with you as well, which I think they are really nice. I've also popped this sort of like bonus page in as well, because it's almost like a backing paper, because I thought what you could do is just print it on the back of each page. It doesn't have a huge amount of ink in it, so you could just print it on the back, and then you don't have that white page, so when you turn it over you've got this lovely backing to it as well. So they are really lovely. I've printed them on the back of here, so that looks really nice. So this is what I'm going to be using today, and also just some coffee stained paper as well. This is the size of the journal, so this is going to be, I think it's 8.5 or 8.25 by 8.5, so it's sort of like a TN style size. So that's the cover, and then I've got some pieces to go in it like that. So super simple. The first thing I'm going to do is just cover this paper. Now this is 250 GSM paper, and I'm going to cover it. I did print off another one on here somewhere, if I can find it, which is this one, because I thought I'd like this one on the front with a lovely tree on it, which I haven't printed on the back of this one. So I'm just going to get some glue, and easy peasy. Well, what I've done, I've just folded this in half, so we've got the size of the journal we like, and then I'm just going to glue the top and glue it on, and then just quickly run my machine around the outside. So it's super simple, but you can make journals whatever size you like. They don't have to be a standard size. Make them however, if you've got some scrap bits of paper, just make them the size that you have. There is no rules at all how to do it, like that. So let's just add some yummy glue onto there. Now I want the tree on the front like that, so let's do it this way. Pop that on, if I can get it straight. Just stick that down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Look, it's over the top there. We can trim it off, we can ink it up, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to just rip this down here just to cut that off. So it's really nice, simple, no real measuring, like that. So I'm going to just go around there quickly, so I'll be 2 seconds. Just going to do a little zigzag stitch all the way around just to keep that together. Okay, there we go, super simple. So I've got a little stitch around there, nice little zigzag stitch around there, and I'm going to chop these little bits off here, if I can. There we go, and then we can just fold this in half. So that is our lovely simple cover, really easy. I'm going to add a little bit of collage to that afterwards, and when we've done the inside. So all as I'm doing for the pages on the inside, this is one of the collage pages, and these are some tea stain pages. So all as I am doing, so I like the sort of like raggedy edge, so I didn't want to put the papers on and then just go down there with a straight line. So what I am doing, I want that as my first cover. So these pieces, so I'm just going to go in like this, take this piece out, I'm going to just fold this over like that, so that we can measure it nicely so it's the right size, like that. Pop that to one side, take my rule and just rip that down. So you can have all sorts of different papers in here. Pop that back in there, pop that in, so they are all, because normally if you fold them in half they sort of like start coming out a little bit, but that evens them out nicely like that, which is good. So let me just get a couple more pieces of tea stain paper, do the same thing, take this, fold that over. Again, you can have them bigger or smaller, depends however you like it. Put that down and then just rip that down. And then I'm going to take another piece of this, and I think I'm going to go this way, like that. This is really good because if you haven't made a journal before, these are really simple, a really simple idea. That just fits on there, and then I'm going to take the middle page. So let's take this page, let's have a look. You can see here why I didn't print it very well. I'm going to just take this middle one, take it like that, make it tiny bit smaller, tear it down the side. I think what I might do, I might actually have it this way, so that we've got the collage piece right in the middle, so it looks like that. So that's super simple. There we go. So we've got nice, so how many pages? We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pages, so that is perfect. So you've got 24 pages on there, or 48 front and back. So I think that's plenty in there. That can just sit on there, so it's just a nice simple journal. And all these little leftover pieces, what we will do in a minute is just stick some in here, make little tucks and pockets with those. So first of all, what I would like to do is sew that together. So I'm going to pop that like that. I'm going to get my little book here, so then we can pop that in between so we can make the holes. We've got a little awl here to make the holes in, and then I've got my little box. This is my little box which I keep all my sort of like bits of thread, just so I can bind the books, so it's all together. Now to do that, you want to just take a piece of, don't have to use, this is wax thread. I do have a link to it on my Amazon storefront, but you don't have to use that. I've got bits of embroidery thread, all sorts of bits and pieces that you can use. You can use seam binding, string, whatever you like. So I'm just going to take, the general rule is about 3 lengths of your journal that you're binding, like that. So I'm going to, oops, would help if I had a needle. Oops. There we go. So let's just thread this. Ready. Take this. I'm not worried if it's sort of like a bit grungy, because this is what I don't want it to be a perfect, do we? So we're going to put 3 holes in. So we do 1 in the middle and then 1 at either end, like that. So we've got 3 holes, and then let's just pop this out of the way. You pop it down through the middle, and then I go up through to the top. Now let's just poke it through, make sure I can get through there like that, through the bottom, and then what we want to do is come back up in through the middle there. If I can come through, let's make that hole. Poke it through the inside, and then we should have the hole there, like that. So, perfect. So once you've done that, you can see here that it just goes through like that, and then you want to tie it. So get your two little pieces of thread either side of the middle line, and then just tie two little knots in it, just like that. Okay, I'm just going to, you can have leave them long and sort of hang something off them if you like, but I'm just going to leave them like that. So how simple was that? And then we've got this lovely little super journal there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually pop something on the front. I've got a few bits and pieces here from my embellishments, if I can speak. Now I need a little, here, let me just have this little clip, just to clip that together, just to hold it. Now I thought I would have, just add a tiny bit of colour to it, and I've got the little, one of my words and phrases, which is gratitude. So I think, geez, these little pops of colour would look quite nice. And then I thought maybe we could have sort of like some little, like yellow butterflies. Got the little yellow and little orange ones on here, which I think look really nice. I've got a tiny little yellow one there. So really simple. You don't have to have lots and lots of bits and pieces. You can just have a little bit. I'm not even going to pop any seam binding, any cheesecloth on this. I'm just going to pop these down flat, just like this. Bit of 3-in-1, not 3-in-1, God, I can't speak today, tacky glue in there. So I'm just going to stick that down like that. Pop the little gratitude. I'm going to actually find my little dauber here. We've got here a little bit of ink. I just need to sort of ink around that because it's got a little bit of a white bit where I cut it out. So let's just ink that. There we go. A little bit of glue. Put that on there. And we have a few little butterflies. I'm going to pop these down flat as well. Again, you can put pockets and all sorts of things on the front of this if you wanted to. But I just want, oops, I wasn't going to put that one there. Oh, never mind. You can put all sorts, decorate them however you like. I'm just going to pop a few little bits on. Let's have a little orange one just down here. Oops. Just stick you down there. Just so it's got like a little pop of colour with the little flowers and some little butterflies on there. So I think that looks really nice. Now what I was thinking inside, I'm going to just pop a couple of like random sort of little pockets. So we've got a piece here. I think what I might do is just glue, I wonder if I could glue it down there. I'm going to just make this a little bit smaller. Let's just do it till about, if I do it there, and what I might do is just fold this down. Just wanted to show you how quick it is to make a little journal. Okay. that can go on there, so we have a little pocket in here. I'm going to just quickly sew down there. Okay, so there we go. I've just sewn all the way down the edge there. Let's just get a little bit of ink and just ink down that little edge bit. Oopsie daisy. Just like that. And then what we can do, I'm going to just stick that on there. So then we've got a lovely little tuck spot on here. I'm going to use some tacky glue again. And here. Oops. So you can use all the little bits of paper that you cut off from making the pages and just pop them in as pockets. So that is what I am going to be doing. Let's just stick that onto here. Like that. Super simple. So that's a nice little front pocket there. And then we've got this lovely, lovely page here. Let's move all these pieces out of the way. Now let's use these little bits that I have here. So you don't have to do. I've got this piece here actually, and what I might do is just fold that so it goes around over the page. So if we just fold this in half. Just fold it in half like that, and then you can just slot it on the page, and it's like a page edge. Then that will fit perfectly, and I think that looks really nice. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on. What should we do? Let's stick it with a little bit of this on. Super simple. Try and use up everything, I think, that I cut off the pages, just to make little pockets and tucks. If you've got lots of bits, if you made your journal quite big, you put more pages in, you could actually probably make a couple of little tags as well to go with it. So that can go on there. I'll slip down. Oops. Make sure I am level. I can just stick down. Now I like that. I think that looks really nice, doesn't it? So let's miss a page like that, and then what can we put down here? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go onto this page and just pop a little corner. Let's just tear this piece in half, like that. Then we can make that into a little corner pocket like that. Stick this down. That can stick on there. Let's just ink this little bit here. This is quite a nice one for a men's journal actually. This is quite a nice little stocking stuffer, isn't it? You could make and pop in so you're ready for Christmas. So let us just pop a little bit of glue down here. Down the side. Like that. Perfect. Well, you could give it to a man if you didn't put butterflies on the front, but I think that's lovely. So that's another little pocket. So let's go over. You don't have to do every page. Let's put another one. Maybe I'll turn it over and use that side. So we have it on that side. Let me get my wool out here. Just tear that down like that. Now what I would like to do, let's do it that way. Let's just ink this edge here. Pop a little glue on the corners. And stick it down. Super simple. There we go. That's another little pocket. I think I might quite like one of those little side things down here again. Let's use this one. Let's just use the ruler width of it, I think. Let's do a couple of these so we can add it to a few pages. There we go. So we've got 3. So let's just fold these in half. Like this. It's amazing how quickly you can put a little journal together if you have the right bits and pieces ready there. So when you do sort of like decide to make something, make sure you've got everything to hand. You've got your papers and your glues and everything there, so you're not sort of like thinking a bit too much and looking for stuff all the time. I think that's what sort of slows people down and gets you a little bit confused. So if you've got everything there, try and make it as basic, because you can always go back then and add little bits to it. So little bits of embellishments over the top. So once you've got your basics in there, so this way, sometimes I like to decorate the pages before I sew them in. If I'm making a bigger journal, I know I'm going to be sewing onto the pages. Because obviously it's a lot easier to sew on pages when they are not stuck into your journal or sewn into the journal. But a journal small like this is easier to sort of like embellish when it's already sewn together. So this is probably a good way, if you're starting out making journals, this is probably a good way to start. Just actually get everything sewn in, so you've actually got a little booklet, and then just go and just sort of like add bits to it. So I think these look really nice on the edges of the pages, just sort of like finishes it off. So let's go through to the other side and add a couple. Let's add it to this one, and this is where the printer's gone. A bit funny on my printer for some reason, I don't know why. I quite like that. I think it looks really nice. So little mistake, but it looks good. So again, in my little glue pot here, I've got my tacky glue. Any tacky glue will do, but add a little bit of water to it just to dilute it a little bit, because it makes it a little bit thinner, so it's easier to get out of the little nozzle. And I do have these bottles as well, so you can take a look. They are on my Amazon storefront, so go and take a look just to see what they're like. so they are in there. So we've got another page edge there, and then I think I'll put one, let's go further to the back. Oops. On here. This one is a little bit wider. It doesn't matter, so let's just perfect. Make sure we're up the right way. Stick that on there. Just edge it. Lovely. I think they look really good like that. Okay, so we add a few more pockets. So what did we have? Let's start from the beginning. We've got the little side one there. Oops, that's not glued down very well. Let's add a little bit more glue there. So we've got a little side tuck, little page corner, little page edge, little pocket there. We've got a little corner pocket here, which I might actually add. Should we just add a little butterfly to that? Just so it looks nice. Put that there. Okay, sorry, my camera went off then. I think I've been talking too long. Okay, so that goes on there like that. Let's turn over. So let's have another pocket in here. Or actually, I might do another little side tuck on here. So let's just tear this down. What shall we have it about there? Just a little tuck. I can pop in there. There's ink down the edge. Where's my ink? So you don't even have to sew around this one. You can just glue and ink it. So if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't like to sew, it really isn't necessary. You can still have a fabulous journal without having to sew anything. Oh, there we go. So these pages that I printed onto, I think these tea stain or coffee stain ones are 120 GSM. They're a little bit thinner and they're a little bit nicer if they're a bit thinner if you're sticking things to pages in the pages, because you don't want them too thick on here. So these are about 120 GSM. Not quite sure about what that is in pounds. So that's on there. So that's a nice one. Maybe we'll stick another little butterfly or something on here. I think just sort of like in the middle. I think these little yellow and orange ones go really well with it. Just a little butterfly. Just in the middle. There we go. That looks nice. So that's the middle bit. But I think I'm going to just leave that bit. Yes, let's have a look. No, I'm going to leave that like that because you can stick things onto here. You can stick little pictures and all sorts. So that was one of our little page tabs. Let's have a little pocket. Let's pop this one here, shall we? So that can just sit on the edge. A little bit of ink down the side. That on the corner. Lovely. Really, really nice. Okay, now I've got another little long piece here which I just took off, so I could use that because that could go on this page. It's too thin to do anything else with, so I think it's perfect just to go down the edge of your pages. Yeah. Oops. Need to put the lid on and it'll cover that up because it dries out so quickly. So read this way. Make sure I don't have it upside down. Pop that on like that. Lovely. I am loving this and it's coming together so quickly. We have another page here. I think I'm just going to make just a little pocket, or should we have a double pocket? Let's just, I don't know whether I've got any more bits of paper. Yes, I have. So I'm going to make, let's have one of our little, let's do this differently. I'm going to have two little side pockets, so let's just tear this down. This is the same sort of pocket that I've done in my reference journal, so if you've been following along with that, this is one of them that I did in there. I'm going to pop them on top of each other. Quite simple, but look really good. Just down the sides. Oops. Make sure we are level. One. I'm going to pop that there like that. So we have a little pocket here. Let's use this. Little pocket there like that, and then we have a little pocket there, so it's like a little tuck spot. And then what should we have? A beautiful little butterfly just sat there. I think we'll finish it off nicely. What I could do with actually is sort of like a little rubber stamp would look nice, sort of like dotted around. Which I've got that script one, which would probably work quite nice. So I might have a quick add a little bit of texture to that as well afterwards, just to the pages. So I'm loving these. So let's pop something on here. Just going to have just a pocket like that. I think easy peasy, no fuss. Lovely. Right, so what have we got left? Let's pop something on here, shall we? What shall we have? Shall we have another little corner pocket, or shall I have quite a bigger one? I would just use that whole piece. Like that, I think. Just have it as a tuck there. I'm just going to have like a little smaller tuck on this one. Just a little bit of ink on this bit, just so you know it's the edge. These little little glue bottles are perfect for when you're gluing down the edges of these pockets, because it's just so small. It gives you the right amount of glue. So I think they're great. So it means you don't get lots and lots of glue everywhere. There we go. What I would like is something here. And I think that might have to be a little butterfly. Not quite sure if I've got any of my little orange ones left. Oh, here's one over here. Just going to pop that there, and I think I will add a little bit of stamping to this just to finish it off. Just a tiny bit of script stamp around the edge. So how simple was that? That was really, really simple. I'm going to now just squash that down. Look at that. So we've got a little pocket there, like that, the little edging, pockets on here. Super sweet, isn't it? Really, really lovely. I'm loving these papers. I think they look really nice. Another little corner one. So what I'm going to do now, let me get my little script stamp. This one, which I use all the time. I'm going to use the, it's Timber Brown and it's the Stays On. Let's move all my stuff out of the way. And then I'm going to just take a little bit. Let's pop that. Just do a tiny little, I think that just adds to it. Just finishes it off, I think. Just down the sides. Got to be careful because it will show through. Look, you can just see a little bit there. So don't do too much. Just a little bit on the back page, just down there, and I think that looks really nice. So shall we have a look? Let's pop the lid onto here. Now shall I do a little closure? Oh look, we've got a little thing. Well, you could actually pop a little hole through there, couldn't you, and tie a little bit of ribbon that low. Oh, I might do that. So let's have a little peek through here. So I think this looks really nice, doesn't it? So a start to finish little journal, which I think looks amazing. Super simple, great one to start off with if you're new to journaling. Little pockets here, just glued in. You could pop some little dingly danglies on there if you wanted to. Loving it. And there's still loads and loads of places to journal in, loads of places to stick little pictures on. So this is already collaged for you, so you could pop little photos and things on there. A couple of lovely little pockets. Little pocket, easy peasy pocket there. Love it. There we go. Right, I think to finish it off I am going to add, what shall I add onto there? Shall I do it so it's, let's have a look. Oops, let's put my little eyelets in here. Let's make a hole. Now, shall I make a little, I wonder if I have any buttons. Let's have a look. I don't know what I've done with those buttons now. Never mind. Right, so this little one, because this is on the collagey bit here, I've actually got a tag, and that's the little hole for the tag. So I think I'm going to just, oops, go through there. I don't mind that it's quite low down. I think that looks really good. So should we have a big one of these? Oops. Should we go for something like that? I think that's a bit too big. I quite like it though. I think that looks really, oh, I quite like that colour. Like a bronzy sort of colour. That looks nice. I like that. That's what I should do before I change my mind. Wrong way. What am I doing? Let's do it like this. I think that will be easier. There we go. Lovely. Let's get a little bit. Oh no, I need one. Shall I have one on the back? Shall I pop a little one on the back to tie it? Let's make a hole there. I need my other brads here, not brads, my other little eyelets. Here we go. Let's take the same colour one, pop it in the back. There we are. Lovely. Right. Should have a little bit of seam binding here. Put all these bits out of the way so I've got some room. And what I will do, pop that through there. Just pull all that through to see how long we need. Not much. What we have? Don't need that much, do we? Eyeball it, roughly about that much, I think. Pop this one through the back and then we can just tie it together in a pretty little bow. Pop that through itself and then make sure these are tight. And then that just ties into a pretty little bow at the side. And there we go. Super sweet little journal in a sort of TN style. So there we go, guys. A journal from start to finish. And I think it's really, really lovely. Really simple. Quite a quick one, which you can actually just sit down and do. Again, you don't have to sew it. Just make sure you glue it down properly. If you're going to pop onto a cover, a separate cover, or you can just print onto a thicker piece of card, and that's what it's like, and I think that's lovely. So thank you so much for joining me. Please have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you all soon. All right guys, take care. Bye bye.